Alrighty, Kath, we're rolling.
Yeah.
You got your little grandma cappuccino.
Just because I'm from the Central Coast, we're a little bit basic
That's
up
so
there.
funny. So, guys, welcome to episode 3 of Down the Aisle Wedding Podcast. How you feeling, Kath?
Feeling good.
How's the traffic, mate?
Kath
Kath was texting me before, letting me know how much she loves the traffic in Sydney.
yeah, it's really good. And it's good because the maps, both of them fucking die while you're in a tunnel. And then it's like, well, I don't know where I'm going anymore.
Yeah.
For the best. Just
Yeah.
follow the traffic.
Yeah, follow the traffic, exactly.
And you'll end up in Mondi.
Follow the traffic and follow the beeps as they tax your credit card. As
It's
you keep
really
driving.
good. It costs
And
like
then
$80 to get here and back. It's so good.
More your
Yeah.
thing beeps in the car,
Yeah.
and then
Like that one time I took the wrong turn, I ended up actually in a city.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
that's
I'm
very
like,
normal.
that was an
That's
extra
very
$100 for the day. Shit.
Yeah, it's so funny. But anyway, well, you're here, Kath, so you made it. So good to see you, mate. Now, just before we kick on with getting to know our photographer, I suppose, why don't we talk about quickly how we met?
Yeah.
How did this happen? How did we start?
Well, you stalked me down, mate.
Yeah, it was actually really creepy. So yeah, I'll kick off with that one, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I think I literally just slid into your DMs.
You did.
And I'm like, hey, Kath, would you mind if I come and meet you out in the bush in the middle of nowhere and do a maternity shoot with you?
But I'll come to you. Don't stress.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm pretty sure. But the concerning thing is that you actually agreed to it. So,
I was like, yes, sweet, let's go.
So you got the whole don't talk to strangers thing.
Yeah.
So
Unless you're a photographer, videographer, talk to them all.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, but it was super creepy. So,
Because it's a maternity shoot too. This is a woman that's going to be like basically butt naked with a child.
Yeah. But in saying that, so what I did, what any responsible, man would do is I brought my wife and my 2-year-old to make it way less creepier.
Yeah, it worked out really, really well. And then they left us.
Yeah, totally. They went for a walk and then actually Flick was creeped out because there were so many creeps like around that area.
It's the entrance. I'm like, be careful where you walk. Like, it's not going to go well.
Yeah, she walked to the end of the street. She's like, hey, babe, I'm coming back. This is way too
And
creepy.
it was flooded too, remember? So she couldn't even walk on the track.
Yeah,
she had to go on the road, which is just
That's
dangerous in itself.
Yeah. So that's how this whole shindig came
Actually, no. I think it was Jade had a shoot with you. One of our clients,
yes.
one of my long-term clients.
One of your long-term clients.
Had a shoot with
kind
you.
of like little, I suppose, I'm a bit of a buddy with her now too.
Yeah.
That's right. So I did a shoot with her.
And I commented on it saying this is awesome or something.
Yeah.
And then you slid into my DMs.
That's right. Oh, actually, no. What happened? This is that. So let me retract.
Yeah.
Backtrack here. So I did the shoot with Jade, and then Jade was so blown away by it.
She was mind blown.
Which is good. Which is really nice to see.
We blow minds.
And then she went to breakfast. And then she referred me because Emma was going to get married and she hadn't booked a videographer yet.
Yeah, and I was already booked with Emma.
Yeah, and then me being a nice, creepy dude, I like to reach out to the photographer.
That's right.
So I'm just a social person. I like to go, yeah.
See if we worked okay together.
So that's how it all took off. Yeah, and then I was like, well, how far can I push this? Hey, Kath, you want to meet me out in the bush?
Can I come meet you in the bush? Yeah, sure. That's great.
Sure
Let's go.
So that's how we met.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, that was almost a year
ago. And then we were like, wait, we actually work well together. So that's cool.
Yeah,
let's do something.
We did our first gig together with Courtney.
We did.
That was good fun.
And there was someone else booked there and she decided she liked your work. So
she's someone else booked, eh? That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that to that other person. Sorry for taking bread off your table, mate. But may the best man win. So
that was a good day.
That was a really good day.
That
Apart from
fun.
nearly died I contracted influenza and COVID at that one wedding.
A, B, C, D, and E.
And then Kirk came down, my second shooter came down with it 3 days later and he nearly died. And then Kath's like, no, I'm fine.
I survived.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I had a 4-year-old, so I have every illness.
Yeah, I thought I did with the 2-year-old, but no.
No, you've got many years.
And then she got me with my lowered immune system about 2 weeks after.
Yeah.
Once I was just coming out of my coma.
Yep.
Then she gave me like laryngitis from daycare. It was horrific.
Take her to daycare.
I don't charge enough for this, eh?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
No.
You know what? We're going to do a price increase now.
Yeah.
Danger pay if you got kids.
Yeah, exactly. Medical bills. So then we that's kind of how we met.
That's how we met.
That's how we met. And here we are.
Anyway, we'll stop rambling now.
Yeah.
Let's crack on with episode 3. So what I'm going to do, Kath, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, all right?
That sounds good to me.
This is to get to know your photographer.
Yeah. On the spot.
All right. I'm just going to read off my phone too, guys. I'm not being weird or rude
It's
here.
very rude. It's just the world we're in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just
Well, you know what? A wedding I did
phone.
the other day,
The
bride read her vows off her phone.
It's a thing.
It's a thing, hey?
I've seen
like, I don't
regularly.
care. Like, but some people are like, oh, you shouldn't do that.
What about in weddings in the aisle when they're like, yep, it's a don't use your phones, and everyone gets their phone
out.
out?
I like this with their phone.
What do you do? I like try and jump in front, but I'm like, fuck, there's another one over there. Like I can't. Yeah. And I'm like,
I set up multiple cameras to avoid that, but it's also my contract as well.
Just AI it. Put a chicken in their hand.
Yeah.
Make
We've
it
done
fun.
that before.
Yeah, done it before. Do it again.
Yeah. Alrighty. So let me read off these questions here.
Yeah.
Kath, how did you become a wedding photographer, and what do you love about it?
So I started as a maternity and family photographer, and I had a lot of those clients asking me, "Can you do our wedding? Got a wedding coming up?" And I'm like, "No, stress." I was like, "No, I don't have time for this. I don't want to branch into that." And then I started doing elopements because I was like, "That's okay. I'll be merge into it, I guess." And decided I actually loved it.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, all right. So I started slowly merging in with smaller weddings. I didn't want to take on anything too big to start with.
Yeah.
And then I did. And then that was it from there, really. And I was like, I can't see myself not doing weddings now. I love it.
Awesome. And how long have you been doing weddings for?
About 2 years now.
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years, which has been awesome. All over.
Very good. Oh, good answer. I like that.
Yeah.
And what makes each wedding unique for you as a photographer?
Ooh, for me.
Yeah.
The couple, location. Like,
yeah.
You know, like, I mean, I do a timeline with the couples, and it's very, very standard timeline. The only thing I change is obviously the times of day, where we're at, lighting. So I think it just comes down to what the couple wants their wedding to look like. They got a bit of a vision going in there. So, you know, with the couples we've had, completely different who we've worked with. So I think that kind of...
Yeah, that is very unique. Eh? Every couple is different.
Every couple is different.
It's definitely different chemistry, but like not in a bad way.
Not in a bad way, no.
And that also then helps fill that creativity when you're...
You don't like it being the same all the time. So
sterile.
Yeah. Totally. Some of them are super enthusiastic and they will literally swim in the water.
But like a wedding I did last weekend. Yeah, totally.
That is cool. And then other ones are like...
That was her second dress too, by the way.
Second dress.
She already changed. So she was in a reception fully wet. Yeah, fully soaking wet.
Wow.
And, so her partner as well.
Yeah.
The photographer actually, he leapt in and did
got
the waves. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So,
That's... I mean,
it was good.
I'm a little bit envious I wasn't there.
Yeah, you should have been there.
I should have been there. But
you did have
my kid had a birthday.
You should have held that kid an extra day.
Make money or be a mum. Shit.
Yeah, no, it's a tough one.
Chose the mum one. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. Cool answers. All right. And how do you describe your photography style? So I suppose is it more posed, staged?
No. Mine's more, so this is a tricky one. So it's the popular thing is candid. But I find my style is similar to candid, but it's guided.
Yes.
So a lot of clients are booking me going, I love your candid style. Like, this is just all I want. I'm like, it actually doesn't. It's not just a moment that I'm just like, oh yeah, snap here, snap there. A lot of stuff's I was like, someone coming in the door. No, a lot of it is guided. So I will say, you know, like we do, like let's hold hands and walk across here. Look at each other, bump hips. Talk about cereal, which is your favourite one.
Seductive cereal.
And then we're capturing the moments in that moment. So it does look candid, but it's a guided moment.
Candid. I actually like that. I like the way you explain that. Because you know what happens when you just candid, like have fun taking the photos or videos of the back of people's heads. Yeah. Because people they shy away from cameras.
Yeah, 100%.
And they're awkward. So like candid's nice, but you do need basic instruction.
And I think that helps.
Hold hands and just walk that way. That's easy.
Couples. It's a very simple instruction, and you'll find they'll start laughing and loosening up, and
you know what? They're kind of doing what they would normally do.
Yes. Yeah. That's the concept. I mean, sometimes we'll do some funky ones like pick up your bride and throw her around, which is fine. Yeah. But you'll get them laughing. So then again, it's a guided. Yeah. Candid post.
It's something really stupid at the last wedding. I'm like, okay, bro, I need you to kiss her like you stole her. And I was like, oh, hang on.
Hang on a minute.
Hang on. Is that kidnapping?
Not legal. Take that off.
Because I was more referring to you to like you drive it like you stole it. Like,
yeah. It was like, that came out wrong. That's not it.
Really weird.
It's not it.
But he did though. I was like, oh, hang on.
He nailed it.
He nailed it. But like, Have you done this before?
You have a
Have you
concern
kidnapped
now.
someone?
Should I? Yeah. Wink twice.
Yeah, totally. Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Oh, okay. So I like that. So
Yeah.
it's a so what was it? A candid? No,
Guided
a
candid.
guided candid. I sound very similar in that.
I think you would
like
be too.
that. I
Yeah.
like that.
Which is, I think, why we work well together. We're very, we're very positive,
Even
fun.
our color palette's pretty similar.
Yes. So very true toned, but enhanced to a degree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You know what?
yeah.
It's kind of like it's subtle enhancements.
Yeah.
Like
a little bit moodier too.
Yes.
That's where I don't like the light and airy. I don't do that.
Yeah.
Never have, never will.
Yeah. I find on social media that light and airy looks too washed out anyway.
Yes. It is. And some people love the style, and that's
cool.
I know some people absolutely nail it, but
one shoot I did do more light and airy was Jade's because that's what she liked.
That's what she wanted.
Yeah.
That is
normally I'd add a lot more contrast in it, and you know, like
we did speak about that.
Yeah.
We spoke that you altered a little bit for her.
Yeah. Oh, really good. It's good. That's good.
Yes, she loved it.
Very good.
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Next question is how do you hang on.
Whoa.
How do you prepare for a wedding day and make sure you don't miss anything important?
Timeline.
Get
a timeline sorted. I do a pre-meet with the clients.
Yep.
At the moment, all my weddings that are booked in for the next couple of years, I'm doing a free engagement shoot. So that they can get to know me, I get to know them. And then afterwards or prior, depending on the time of day where it's at, we'll sit down and have a chat about their wedding and their expectations, what we're looking at. And I think that's where the timeline comes into play. Make sure you put in buffer times. That's the biggest advice I can probably give so that you can't miss anything. Because sometimes there will be traffic, like coming to Bondi, and you're going to get stuck. So let's have 20 minutes either side of photos. And
super smart. I can really, I can, really agree on that.
Yeah.
It's even for someone, I think videography is a little bit more complex when it comes to gear.
Yeah, you got to set up.
There's a lot more things to set up. You've seen me running around like a headless chicken.
And I'm sitting here with my two cameras like,
hey, you're just chilling.
I'm done. I'm having a coffee.
And like a good example of that was Emma's wedding. I actually couldn't. They had a last minute thing that they wanted captured, which you actually got on the iPhone for me. And then I was able to use that footage.
Yeah, because the new iPhones, we don't need you anymore. Sorry.
No, totally. And then I was able to use like a VCR effect on that. It was pretty cool. But the point was that time that was actually allocated to pack down my tripods and get the cameras away. I had cameras left out in paddocks, man.
Yeah, you had to go runabout. Yeah,
I had to go find them all, and
you were basically crying as I drove away.
Yeah, I had so much to do, but the time was allocated for that. But then I couldn't obviously do this last minute thing that they wanted.
Well, this wasn't planned. It wasn't.
No, totally.
That was my doing in that. I was like, hey, let's go do this, and they were like, yeah, and I was like, oh
burnout.
shit,
That's
sorry,
pretty cool.
Zach.
It was a pretty cool burnout.
It was a good burnout.
But yeah, no, and I had to obviously beat the bride and groom back to the venue so I can get them.
Yeah. So I think being realistic then with timelines too, because sometimes things are going to be added in. You're not going to be able to, depending who you are, like videographer couldn't be there.
Yeah.
I could be there.
Yeah.
I was going to be there.
Yeah.
But I think you got to add that in.
Yeah, for sure. So obviously leave a bit earlier and just give yourself some buffer. Like for me personally, I like 20 minutes. About 20 minutes between things.
Yeah. And I think another thing as well is being accepting, if a bride's a bit late to a ceremony, 20 minutes, half an hour, it has happened before, they've got to then have this chat prior that sometimes this means their photos for golden hour or between then and reception, it's going to be cut a bit shorter. Allow that as a photographer. Be prepared for that to then know what you can get done then in that short amount of time.
I would even ask her, what do you want to prioritize now?
Priorities, yeah.
Do you want to still spend the same amount of time getting those, golden hour photos and we just push back the reception entrance or however they have it planned out or maybe cutting the cake when we first dance? Because we can do that, any part of the night really.
Yeah. And some receptions are funny on it though. I have been at some venues and they're like, no, this is what we're... And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But then other ones we can rotate it and then chill.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
I'll be like the devil on the shoulder. I'll be like, hey, the chances are you're probably only going to do this once.
Yeah.
That's all. Some people do it twice.
Some do it twice. That's fine.
Hey,
like
golden hour shots, man. That's where the money's at. It's funny. I was joking around with a photographer the other day that majority of my work I can do in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Post ceremony, bridals, sunset.
I'm quite a quick shooter.
The meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
Of the film.
But that's good because then that means that's our selling point is I want my couples to still be able to go enjoy some cocktail hour or, some rest time before they go into the reception because that's fucking wild.
Yeah.
So if we can allow that.
Yeah, totally.
Go team.
Totally. All right. And next question that kind of leads on to that is, what do you do when things go wrong, like bad weather or timing issues? We just gone kind of through the timing.
We did the
issues,
timing, bad weather.
weather. Shoot.
So I guess what angle? So do you want to go through couple angle for bad weather? So let's go venue. Let's go, when you book a venue, have a look at their wet weather plan. Make sure you know what's prepared. I do have some couples that are like, bugger it, it's a bit of rain. I don't really care. That's fine. They can have umbrellas. So then can we please get clear umbrellas? We love Bunnings umbrellas, but damn, they do not look good in photos.
Bunnings umbrellas, yes.
But then you've got to also accept that sometimes it will be torrential rain, and sitting there in umbrellas with Nana at the front, she's not going to be enjoying that rain. So let's look for a venue that has a backup plan.
Yeah.
Or for yourself, if it's backyard, or, you know, get a marquee or something in there. Myself, I have clear umbrellas for myself and some of the bridal party. And then I have years of experience. So if we're going to go inside, it's fine.
Yeah.
You're going to get the same photos. Also, I have Canons, not Sony. So we are weather resistant.
I don't know weather resistant.
Are you weather resistant? Are you sure?
I'm positive. Yeah.
No, I think Canon's really top tier for that. But yeah, so I can handle a little bit of rain, but
yeah. Good. Well,
Yeah.
cool beans. That's
Backup
good.
plans.
I really think definitely don't not have a plan.
have a plan in place.
Your rain can really ruin your day. But in saying that, if it's kind of just a few showers, I think that's
fine.
incredible. I think, nice soft lighting from the overcast.
Looks great. Do you know
wet
how cool
and reflective.
couples look in the rain?
Yeah, totally.
With
Even if you
photos?
get like a little bit of a shower and just
Yeah.
get that clear umbrella.
I'm all for it. Yeah.
Dude, it's epic, man.
Just accept it. Yeah. Be like,
just
it's
own
fine.
it.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
It's good luck, isn't it? Rain on your wedding day.
Yeah. You shouldn't get divorced. So
Yeah, you
hopefully.
shouldn't. So,
But if you do,
but don't
come
come
back
at
to
us.
us.
This
We'll
is
give
not
you-
legal.
we will. Look, if
Yeah.
anyone that we filmed or shot for recently, or in the last couple of years, if you do get divorced, we will do a discount for return customers. So
I do like that.
I'm joking
actually.
about my wife the other day was saying
Yeah.
she's I can't remember how the conversation came up, but she's like, oh, if I ever got remarried, I'm like, hey babe, if you do,
I know a
I'll give you a
videographer,
discount.
and you'll get a discount.
And she goes, I'd 100% hire you because you're the best. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Thanks.
cool.
Thanks,
I
mate."
like that. I like the support of the
good.
wife. It's
It's
good.
awesome.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Alrighty, so next questions. Trends. What new trends do you see in wedding photography of 2025? This is an interesting one.
Ooh. Just for wedding photography specifically?
Yeah.
Or just weddings? Photography wise?
Photography wise.
Don't know.
Nah.
I got nothing. I think a lot of people are doing that blurry kind of.
Yeah, that's really it.
It's
yeah.
really, and I think if it's done right, it looks really good. If it's done wrong, it just looks like you really missed focus and it's no good.
Yeah.
So you got to do it right.
Interesting. Would you say
Wedding trends, I would go with content creation is really taking off.
it is
With
photo
phones.
and do they do photo and video?
They do, yeah. So I've worked with her twice now.
Yep.
Amazing work, fantastic work.
Yeah.
She's
Is that
really
hype babe?
hype girl.
Hype
yeah,
chick.
Beth.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Hype girl, yeah.
And I've just had another inquiry come through for next year to work with her, which should be good.
Very nice.
So hopefully that goes ahead.
Yeah.
She's great. She does photos, videos, and she's just with me, to my side. She's not in front of me. So if they're trained well, they know exactly what they're doing.
If they trained well.
Well, if they did a bit of research, because gosh, there's some doozies.
Yeah.
I think that's a big trend that's coming in,
Yeah.
which it's great.
It makes
But-
sense when you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Everything we view is on social media.
It's social media,
You know that
yeah.
these cameras and things that we use aren't designed to be watched on social media. These cameras and things like we're using now,
Yeah.
like the sensor of that A7S III there,
Yeah.
they use that to shot a feature film just recently. These are designed to make movies.
Yeah.
What's viewed on social media and designed to film for social media are phones.
Phones. Yeah, like
So it makes
the
total
images
sense.
that we provide are compressed so much
Yeah,
to sit
yeah,
on,
yeah.
and they're not
They're
like,
designed to be
yeah.
watched in private at home.
Yeah, they're not. So I think it's a great idea that.
So this is like everything. Like they film in like 30 frames because social media even.
Yeah.
Yeah, Instagram will favor posts that you post that are 30 frames, export in 30 frames.
Yeah.
Because it's native for it instead of 25 frames. It'll actually reduce the reach of your post because it's
And I'm not against it. They get work for me as well because they then send me videos and I'm like, oh look,
Yeah,
I can make
yeah.
reels now that I still
Yeah.
haven't made. But
it's
if
crazy
sit there,
though.
yeah.
It's crazy. Like when you really think about it, like, yeah, you should have a content creator.
100%.
I think at the start, a lot of people thought, oh, anyone can hold a phone and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, back in the day,
Yeah.
and I used to say this before I even really understood cameras or got into filmmaking in the commercial and then now weddings. I was like, what are you doing, man? Anyone can hold a camera.
Anyone, yeah.
Anyone can hold a camera.
Yeah,
What do you mean? Just
literally.
pop it in auto
That's
and go.
really good.
Anyone can hold a phone.
Let's not go there. We've seen
But,
some work lately.
Yeah. But in saying that, like there is just so much skill when it comes into like composition, whether
Yeah.
it's video, photo.
You really have to know what you're doing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
a lot of it is how you work with people as well is a real skill.
I think that's probably the biggest.
Yeah,
No, not the biggest. You need to do quality work, but
totally. You need to understand it. But
you need to be good at what you do on the people front and on the technology front.
yeah. So you say in photography then, like
Mm-hmm.
one of the big trends will be content creators
Yeah.
still, and probably even expanding upon that. Maybe
Exploding.
content creation would probably look different. I actually think that this is more video related, which I'll talk about in the next podcast, but
Yeah.
I can skim over it here. I think for video, it'll be like Facebook Meta has just done a collaboration with Ray-Bans about having little cameras in your Ray-Bans and you get your prescription glasses put in. I'm actually thinking of for doing it for behind the scenes for us.
I follow a few
And-
photographers and it's good work. Like it's
really
great
good.
video.
It's really cool. So I think there could be more of POV.
Yeah. Like Ray-Ban sponsor us.
Yeah,
So we can
totally.
afford them.
And you can actually take photos of them too. So like,
Yeah.
I think more tech
Yeah.
is going to come into it, and 360 cameras are probably going to come into it.
But not replacing us.
No,
I think
no,
that's
we're
the
a
biggest
long way
thing.
off that yet. We're
Yeah.
at least 20 years before Elon Musk can release those robots he's just made to do really good work.
Yeah.
Or I might be wrong. Maybe AI. We have a
Yeah.
breakthrough in AI in like 2 years, and we're no
Maybe.
longer we're working at McDonald's.
But AI isn't a person.
No,
Can't
no.
sell us as a person.
No, but if they're
Yeah.
cheap and they do better work, if that happens, we can't bury our heads in the sand.
No, we can't.
But
just keep
in
hiring
saying
us.
that though, black and white photos are back in, film is back in.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe hiring someone like us will be like
Maybe.
what they used to do in the olden days.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, it's fine. We'll just
like
do
it'll be
Polaroids. It's
nostalgic.
fine.
So,
I actually have Polaroid camera now. It's so exciting.
That's it.
Yeah,
Nice
it's
one.
great. Yeah, so everyone gets Polaroids.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Next question there, Kath. How do you make sure the couple's vision comes through in your photos?
A pre-meeting engagement shoot. Let's have a
Yes.
chat prior to it
Yeah.
so they can. Well, I hope they're booking me to start with for my work.
Yes.
To start with,
Yes.
if you're booking me for light and airy, that's not what you're going to get. If
Yeah.
you're booking me for direct staring at the camera and just smiling the whole time, not what
Being
you're going to
creepy.
get.
Yeah.
So if you've got like, I always say to my couples, if you have like a Pinterest board or inspiration photos, send them through. Part of
Yeah.
my contract, it does say that I'm not obligated to get the exact pose. And I wouldn't do that to other creators as well. I want it to be my creative work.
Of course.
as well.
Of course you do. Yeah.
But there's those standard pictures where we had the veil over their heads and things like, which a very standard photo couples get. So yes, I think send it through and we will just do the best that we can do and have a chat at the engagement shoot and work out what you want to do.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
makes sense. No,
Yeah.
I completely agree. What tips do you have for couples who are camera shy?
Book me.
Yeah, totally.
Book
yeah.
me.
I do agree on that,
Do your research with your photographer and videographer, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe get a bit of feel about how they work. Again, engagement shoot is great for this because you can see.
That gets all the butterflies out. The ingredient. And you do the complimentary too, don't you? 'Cause I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
We both do. So again, if you book both of us, you get a video and video for free
Yeah,
to
totally.
start
And it's
with.
kind of it's your practice run.
Yeah, it's great. But most of the reviews I get is literally people thanking me for beforehand. They would come in saying how nervous they are and
Yeah.
how they are not good in front of a camera, and they all walk away saying they feel fantastic. All the reviews. I have not got one yet saying I feel like shit. So I think that's the biggest thing. Booking that engagement shoot and get to know your photographer,
Yes.
videographer, get comfortable in front of the camera, and you can vibe from there. If for some reason you walked away and you were like, not my person, good to
That's
know
okay.
that. That's okay. Good
That's
to know
fine.
that prior to your wedding.
Yeah. And it goes both ways.
Goes both ways.
Like,
yes.
I don't want to work with someone who's like,
No.
if we don't gel either.
Yes.
Like, I will rather
Yeah.
not get paid.
I feel like a lot of people, do book because they see us, like, so we do post some behind the scenes and things like that, or chatting to the camera, and they're like, oh, I like them. So I kind of hope that that's kind of the vibe
Totally.
they're going for. Yeah.
Yeah. And I suppose it's also where it comes into your posing style.
Yes.
Which is like, was it relaxed candid? No, was it?
Guided.
Guided candid.
Guided
just
candid.
sounds, that's really cool
really
because
helping.
you think of a shy person doesn't know what to do in front of the camera. But at the same time, you're also not going to help them if you kind of let them do candid. So they do need some guidance.
Yeah. So I think that reassurance, knowing that I am going to guide you what to do.
The best part of their day, but not be overbearing.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to tell you what to do. You can relax. It's okay. You don't have to know what you're doing in front of a camera.
Yeah.
I get in front of a camera and I'm like, what do I do? I don't thumbs up. So yes, if you have the right photographer, videographer, you'll feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And know what you're doing.
Yeah. It's almost like a friendship or a different kind of intimate relationship.
Yeah.
Like it is, because you're just in and amongst and around the biggest day of their lives with the most important person in the world to them. And you need to, it's just.
You know what's bad? I have so many of my clients are on my personal social media pages now because we've literally become friends, and I'm like, yes, we can gel. They'll follow me, and I'm like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, you know what? That is the best thing.
Yeah.
If you don't take away anything from this podcast, just think that vendor that I'm going to hire, and I suppose this could stretch out to your maybe not so much like catering and that, but maybe, I don't know. Yeah. But like for you and I, for instance, we are hanging off the bride and groom all day.
Yeah.
99% is the bride as well. Yes. So it's like if you could go, wow, I could be friends with these people. Like that's a really good sign.
That's who you want to book with.
So if you've seen their work and you like their work and you go, oh my God, like I could be friends.
Yeah.
With
great.
This chick or this dude. Like,
excellent.
That's awesome. Hire us.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's it. You're like top tier, ticked it off.
Dang.
This is exactly who I need.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you're really awesome and you can't afford us, probably give you a discount.
Yeah,
so,
it's fine. Give us a message. It's fine.
You don't ask, I get. So,
it's fine.
Anyway, you watch, we're going to get all these
Yeah,
friends
no, we really shit. Like, we just go, no.
That's funny. But like, I prefer to work with someone that I love working with. It's going to portray their day in the best light and my work in the best light.
Yeah.
And maybe it is a smaller sale.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I've done that. I've had fantastic couples come forward and they are like, we love your work. They follow me for ages and, you know, they're very engaged. They'll always share my stuff and they're like, we really want to book you, but we just can't quite afford this package. I'm like, let's chat. Let's see what we can do.
Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat. If they're cool, like if they're annoying, be like, there's plenty of efficiency. But if they're cool, man, I get it.
100%.
I get it.
It's fine.
You gel with them. Because I see, people like that too.
Yeah, and it's great because then they have kids and they take my kid and I'm like, we can definitely be friends and give you a discount in the meantime.
Totally. Exchange.
Yeah, I actually had a client recently and they've been since I've started photography.
Yeah.
And they ran out of fuel in their driveway and they live near me now. So I had the husband come and borrow our jerry can.
Cool.
He messaged me at like 10 o'clock at night. Hey, have you got one? I'm like, come to my house and come grab it. It's fine.
Who runs out of fuel these days? Don't we have fuel gauges? I don't know. I got to ask a question.
No, it's fine.
You know, E doesn't mean extra full, right?
Yeah. Did you know my car gets to 0 and you've still got like 20 Ks in it? I've tested it.
That's good.
Yeah. So it's a lie to start with. Like, don't tell me I've got nothing left and give me that anxiety and then still let me keep going.
That's funny.
That's why I have issues.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
So,
all right.
made friends.
What's your process for editing photos and how long does it take? I know we have been through this on a few other podcasts.
We have been through it, but let's chat about it more. It's good to share. So after a wedding, the SD card straight into the laptop. There is no, I'm going to have a coffee first. No, it's everything's loading in, and then I am straight into calling down. Unless I get home from wedding at like 11 o'clock at night.
Yep.
I'm not calling down your images at 11 o'clock at night. I'm just telling you now. But I'll do it the next day, and they get a sneak peek gallery. I do say within 48 hours, but it's always the next day. I'm like, no, I want to get it out.
Yeah.
Families is about 2 weeks return. So family, maternity, newborn, busy season, which is now, I'm just low-key dying. So I am saying 3 weeks at the moment just to give myself that leeway. For wedding side is 4 weeks.
Cool.
Yep. And at the moment I am some of them stretching to 5. Still haven't hit the 4-week mark. They're already out early, but it just makes me feel a bit better. I'm like, stress off.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, they're all very, very reasonable timeframes.
I think so.
Considering the quality of your work too.
Yeah, it's always been the 2 week and the 4 week, regardless. But I just think busy because I have 20 galleries I'm editing at the moment.
That's wild.
It's awesome.
That is insane.
But I am tired, and I'm like, and then it's still if I can add in that extra week during busy season, it's just like allows for if the kid gets sick or. I don't know.
Life happens.
Life, pretty much. So, but I've never hit the extra time.
That's really good.
Ever. Yeah, it's always been early. Yeah. In saying that, I think that's good to add to always be honest with your clients too. You do see sometimes people like, I haven't received my stuff yet. I haven't heard from my videographer and photographer.
Yeah.
I think just if you are going to be a bit later, because busy season, just to be like, hey, I have a X date I'll have them in by, life happened.
I like that you do bring it up beforehand with the couple.
Yep.
Before like signing them on.
Yep.
So yeah, you
it's all in the contract.
You just amend your contract. So you understand like, I'm actually going to be a lot busier through this period. So I'm going to give myself an extra week.
Yep. All spoken about.
And that's cool.
Yeah. So it's all written about because we do messages normally first, then we can do a call or meet in person. So it's all written down. And then when I send the contract across, I'm like, make sure you read it.
You know what that is, Kath? And this is a very valuable asset. Yeah. It is smart, but it's self-awareness.
Yes.
Which I think a lot of people lack.
Yep.
And people do anything to get the sale, and then you end up with couples.
That's not a good
who,
business motto.
You've said a month, or you've said 2 months or 3 months, and they're waiting 3, 4, 5, 6 months.
That's not
terrible.
okay. That's bad.
You are over promising and under delivering.
That it's happening too much lately, and we spoke about that with Kirk for the last one.
We did, and the Andreas and Co.
Yes. Over promise, under deliver, or no deliver is even worse.
That was no delivery.
It's like even worse than under delivering. Just that didn't even happen.
There's so many people affected.
Yeah, I think.
If you are listening to that too, by the way, guys, we are reaching out. If you're a couple that was affected, we'll just drop it in this while we're talking about it. Hit us up. Let's have a content day and see if we can recreate some of those images and videos that you never got.
Yes, yeah.
We can't replace your wedding, but we might better work with something.
Yeah, I think we've taken a handful of people, weren't we? A handful of couples?
5 couples, I think.
5 couples? Yeah. So if you were affected at all, give us a message.
Give us a message. And, if it's doable, if you guys are, in and around the Sydney region, we should definitely be able to do something.
Yeah, I think we can. Absolutely.
It's us giving back to the community.
Vendors together and work together.
Yeah, totally. And any content creators, content creator,
even
come on board.
Creator,
But there's also any providers like makeup artists and maybe some florists or something.
Yeah, and work at a venue.
Want to spend 3 or 4 hours on an afternoon together somewhere or a venue. Everyone will get the content done by us. So
absolutely.
So
and we will promise you a return period, and it will be by that return period.
Yeah, totally. And guess what? It's free apart from time. So cool beans.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Do you offer? This is actually a question I do want to know. I think I know the answer to it, but refresh me. Do you offer both digital and printed photos? And why should couples consider both?
Okay, so digital. Whoa, coffee came up. Digital, yes, that's all returned in online gallery.
Yes.
Or the highest quality that you could ask for. And I do actually deliver for web size and printing size as well.
Excellent.
Yes, that's a bit, we'll come back to that. I do get a lot of couples obviously like, oh, I posted here and it looks like trash. And I'm like, yes, did you use the web size or did you use printing quality?
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's all explained in email, so it makes sense. I do have a printing lab in Melbourne who's connected to my website.
Cool.
So clients can book their own, print their own photos through it. I don't recommend printing ever through like Kmart, Big W. No hate in them, but their printers are not built for our camera quality.
Of course.
So it will come out pixelated and like trash, and then
Canon.
Yeah.
Even though they don't make the best cameras, they do make the best printers. So like a Canon printer costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. So if you were to go to Kmart, you'd be paying, the printer's what, a couple $100 or whatever. Even if it's a commercial printer, it's $1,000.
It won't print. It won't print.
What I'm saying is, it won't print. Yeah. Like the investment of a Canon printer is huge. Some of those printers can cost more than a house.
Invest in printing through a printing lab.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously with that you will pay more for it. It's not going to be like going to Kmart and spending $20. What's the cost to get your images printed in a book? Maybe with you or with what's the average?
Anywhere from like $350 to $500 for a wedding album.
Wow, and that's printed with the.
Yeah. That's all done. So they're printed on the pages and they do the layout, and that's what my printing lab does for me.
Yep.
So I don't do anything. I send off the images that are chosen and they do it all for me. So it is.
Do they design the book for you?
They have several designs in there to choose from.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and they're in Australia, so I'm outsourcing, but I'm not outsourcing to.
Oh yeah, well
overseas.
Sorry, Kath. Where's your $250,000 printer? Is that in your garage?
Yeah. I'm gonna take up the partner's Harley space. So he's very mad at me for that.
Get your husband to sell his bike, mate.
Yeah. Sorry, can you sell one of them? I've got a big ass printer to bring in here. Yes, so no, they're a company down in Melbourne, and they're really, really lovely. Connected to my website. You can use other printing companies. So I know there's a few around. Sydney has a few, and they're like framing businesses and stuff. And they do have the high quality.
Yeah.
So you don't have to send it off through me, and I don't always push that because it is it does cost a bit more. It is worth it.
Yes.
But obviously, if you don't really have the funds to go that far, then go to a printing lab. Go to somewhere like a camera warehouse or something like that. Just don't go to Kmart or Office Works or
And I think maybe printing could be something that people look at after their wedding too.
After wedding, so it is an option.
Once all it's been and gone, and they have the post-wedding blues.
Yes, they all love to print it all out afterwards, which is great. I'm like, here's the link.
Yeah,
and then
that's sick.
And then it's done. Yeah.
Cool. Would you say it's super popular or?
Not photo printing, more so albums. I have had several of those. Come through, which is good.
Cool.
Yeah.
What is one of your most memorable weddings you've shot?
Oh, memorable weddings? Oh, what do you think? Where do you think I'm going to go with this? Surely.
It's not the one I know you died from.
No. Although that is quite memorable.
That was, I nearly didn't make it.
I mean, you nearly did it. I'm concerned. And you had a big drive home. You had like a 3-hour drive home. I was like, he's not going to make it.
Convulsing from the flu. I could feel myself dying as I was driving home. Yeah. I will never forget how sick I got.
And you were going down that day.
Yes.
You were hiding it well. And you were sculling honey.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, I'd run to my car and I was like, it's like,
honey.
It's like, I don't know, naughty boys sneaking away having nose beers and I'm sneaking away having honey.
Some honey. And you stole it from your kid even, so it's even worse.
Yeah, it's terrible.
No, obviously the burnout for Emma and Murray's wedding.
Yeah.
That's my most memorable moment.
That, I must admit, that is pretty awesome.
The whole wedding was great. They were fun.
That was really well done. That burnout, and that's where I couldn't get to.
Just the Tiranas rolling in and we're like, I was like, I know exactly what I want to happen right now and I know where to go.
That shot was insane. And even the one you got on the video was outstanding.
Yeah, it was dope. It made my whole career.
You did a black and white photo for that too, didn't you? That burnout, I'm pretty sure.
There would be.
Yeah.
I do most in double,
both,
kind of depending. Yeah, depending. I don't,
Yeah, that was insane. So just to for the listeners, all three of you, that are listening.
31.
Yeah,
thank you. 31
listeners.
We have 31 followers. That's pretty good. Head on to my Instagram page. It is on there.
It is outrageous. It's such a good photo. There is a Holden Tirana. There's two of them, I think.
There's two.
And then one is just unleashing the biggest burnout in the world.
Yeah.
Mind you, this is like Red Bull stuff, Like the Red Bull Games type stuff.
It was pretty cool.
And then you got the couple just having this crazy pash. Yeah. And there's smoke going everywhere, and you're like, I don't know, one wrong move, and you're going to get a Tirana to the head.
That's fine. That would be a good way to go.
Anything for the shot.
And I remember like, where are we going to go? And I was like, where my dad works has a side street. So I'm like, Dad, don't check the cameras.
Kath's done this before. Everyone?
Yeah.
Redhead.
For legal purposes.
That's probably the coolest thing.
That was
the
fun.
Coolest photo, yeah.
And they were an epic couple. They were just
They were good fun, man. Yeah.
They were fun.
You know, she still watches all our stories and likes all my work.
Loves it.
It's really nice. Yeah, they're lovely. I'd say I'll probably talk about more of mine on the next episode. But actually the last wedding, that bride was the coolest bride. And that was actually a wedding that I contracted for. So I was
contracted for it.
Yeah. She was amazing. Yeah. For those who don't know, and you haven't seen the video, go check it out. I put out a highlight reel just recently. Yes. But she got changed. She's one of those brides who had a second dress. So she, after the ceremony, she got into her second wedding dress, which was even more prettier than the first dress. And then somehow I convinced her to jump into the ocean in it.
Safety first, people.
And we got the most epic video.
I'm so bummed I missed it.
And then her husband is in there like up to his waist. And everyone's just, and then they had to sit in the ceremony. I said the ceremony, the reception.
Sandy crotches.
Just sandy and wet. But it was epic.
Yeah.
And I just said to her, I was like, hey, you're only going to do this once. And she just loved it. She looked
so happy to do it.
I actually said it as a joke at first.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, she's
running.
She's running. Fuck, now
I need my running shoes.
Now I have to get in there.
I need my Nikes on.
Yeah. And you see the next thing, you see the photographer like leaping into the water as well. It was like Baywatch.
It was the whole thing. It
was just crazy.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. It was cold too. It was not warm.
It wasn't warm.
Like 15 degrees.
Yeah, it was chilly. It was a chilly afternoon. That breeze that kicked in, no good.
But
I'm bummed
that was the coolest thing I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she just owned it.
She owned it.
The footage was good. Yeah, check out The Real Guys. I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
So, what advice do you have for couples when choosing a photographer?
Well, for starters, look for a style that you want.
Yeah.
And then narrow it down to those photographers. Have a chat with them, see what they offer. See if you can meet up first, look at their personality, see if you gel together.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's a relationship.
It's the relationship you got to build. But yes,
Yeah.
I think step one, style of editing.
Yep.
Biggest thing that you're going to go for. And then you can narrow it down because there is several in that area of style.
Yes.
And then just go for the best, which, yeah.
I think even though price dictates everything,
Yes.
realistically, try and keep it at the back end of your decision making.
Yes, I think so
And
too.
just accept that this is the one day of your life where you're just going to go all out.
Gonna go
And
for
however
it.
all that looks like, other people, I get it, we all have
Yeah.
budgets. But yeah, just let really, I suppose.
Yeah,
Don't,
I think speak about payments as well. Like some photographers want half up front and the other half due a month prior. Some, like me, has a deposit and then you can pay it off until 2 weeks prior
that's
to your
smart.
wedding
So you
day.
got your own bloody afterpay system going
It
on
is
there.
and I have set it up
Kath
that,
paid.
I can take it out automatically, so I can do it through my
So you
website.
debit it out, yeah.
I can.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's it.
I can do that. Or I can send you the reminder emails.
Yep.
And if you can't pay it, don't pay it. That's fine. As long as it's paid 2 weeks prior to your wedding.
Yeah.
I don't care how you do it. But
Very nice of you. So I'm straight up 50%.
yeah, you're straight up like,
Yeah,
give me
no
that.
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, everyone's different in there.
Yeah.
In how it works. And so far I haven't had any issues.
That's good.
If I had issues with that, I would then obviously, I have increased my deposit recently because it was very cheap.
Yeah.
I actually forgot it was so cheap. I think that's how it was when I started. And
It
I
was
just,
what, $2?
it was like 150.
a gold coin donation.
Gold coin donation, please. Luckily, no one ever was like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want you now. But no, it is increased a little bit now.
Oh, okay.
But no, they can still pay it off. There's no,
Yep.
yeah. So I think, look at the money. Obviously, if you know you can't afford a photographer that's like $10,000, there is some that are excessively priced.
Totally. And you know what, on that, to be honest,
Yeah.
I've seen some video guys and
Yeah.
some photography work that are outrageously priced. And look, this is subjective too, but I think
Yeah.
$10,000 photography is a lot of money, or $10,000 for videography is a lot of money.
Now, don't
Especially
get us
for
wrong.
single.
The amount of work we do, it is worth
Yeah,
it, and the
yeah.
content that we provide. But I do think that there is like a limit on pricing.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know, like, again, it's subjective and
Yeah,
my
yeah.
own opinion, but yeah, like I think,
If it's
to be
working
honest,
for you, if you're
I am
making 10
not-
grand, go team.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
like
But
amazing.
I suppose where I'm going with it is,
Yeah.
I think a lot of the work that I've seen, like some of the high end work, I think it's pretty average.
Yeah.
To be honest, like it's actually not hard
Yeah.
to be really good in this industry
No.
because I think there's a lot of work out there that's subpar.
And I do
And-
think a lot of companies are just really good at selling themselves as a personality,
Yeah.
more so than the
And they're
work
not
that's
delivering.
provided.
Yeah, totally. And it's got to be a mixture.
Because you have to be good at both. I mean, I'm not good at sitting in front of a camera
Yeah,
regularly.
you're doing all right
and
today.
I'm
Yeah.
doing pretty fucking good. But like, you know, some of these videographers will sit there and do their social media and daily have these reels just continuously flowing out because
Yes.
they're good at it.
Yes.
And it brings in clients.
That's why we're doing this podcast.
Bring more clients. But they have then continuous people booking because they're just so good at the social media side.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
But then their work delivered,
yeah. That's,
which we have had a lovely client recently who is a previous client of ours that we didn't shoot their wedding, has had that conversation that she
Oh, yeah.
wasn't, we're not going to name names or shame anyone, but she isn't very happy with the delivered work.
Yeah. She's
There was
not,
a lot of promises and she was very good at posting, but then the work returned was not what was.
Yeah, the work's pretty average. Yeah. Yeah. I'll just say it. It's pretty
Yeah,
average.
it's average. So
Yeah. Should be in sales.
should be in sales. Very good at sales.
Very good at sales.
Very good at sales.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So in saying that,
Mm-hmm.
to summarize that question, because we looped around a bit, what was the question? Hang on. I'm forgetting what the
I
question was.
forgot the question too, actually.
Advice for couples when choosing a photographer.
Do your research.
Do your research, make
Do
sure the
your
work
research. Mm-hmm.
you're in line with their work. And I think my advice there was understand that price obviously dictates everything, but maybe just keep that to the end
Yep.
and just go, can I afford this or could I make this happen?
Yep. That's
Because
it.
you'd be pleasantly surprised, I think,
I
what
think,
you can make happen.
Yeah. A lot of people can work with you.
Yeah, for
Again,
sure.
I
for
work
sure.
with you. That's fine. I get it.
Yeah.
And I understand some people can't fork out a couple of grand straight away. And all of us live in Sydney, Zach.
Yeah, well,
Some of
it
us
costs a
from
lot of money to live
Bogan
here.
Central Coast, okay?
So that's why I charge 50% and like no questions asked.
That's no questions.
Because
I
like
think my rent's like half of what your rent is a week.
my
just for
rent's so
house.
stupid. It's
Yeah.
it's
And I have
embarrassing.
a full 4-bedroomer 2 bathroom.
I live in a 2-bedroom shit box. Yeah.
That's not a shit box.
It's a shit box.
No.
It's pretty shitty. It's pretty shitty. Especially when the house next door is like 15 million. So like, yeah, no,
Wild.
it's shitty. It's
That
shitty.
is like where I
got some
am,
rich
houses
neighbours.
are like 1 million.
Yeah. And I've got some pretty rich neighbours. I'm not rich
No.
at all.
Would like to be.
I'm working on it.
That's what we're
Working on it.
doing.
With
We're
my wife.
working on it.
Working on it, yeah.
Yes. Your
And you-
wife is killing it. Yeah, thank
she
you for
is.
adding me into that.
This is why we've teamed up.
It's like the hangover on the ringing guy.
Yeah.
Well, we'll bring her along.
Oh, we'll bring her on.
It's a bit bad for her. She's on the coast.
But no, I think sitting outside of like what I'm doing with my wife, she's doing huge things.
She's
think
amazing.
that
Goals.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
if we could do the photography goals of that, like
Yeah.
I think us aligning and then working with other good people, like I really want to develop a relationship with a sick content creator.
Yes.
And other videographers, like obviously got Kirky in training at the moment.
Kirk's
He's
great.
Wilson Films. He's killing it. He's a part of this podcast.
You will see him when you
He's
book
doing-
with us.
Yeah.
We
He's
will-
doing really well. And then I think all you really need is another second shooter. Find
Yes,
someone that's really
that's been
in lines
hard.
with you. Yeah.
That's been
It is hard.
hard.
It is hard to find good
Yes.
people.
It's a lot. I have had a few booked in and they were more last minute, bit like, oh, I can't do it now or something. and I'm like,
shit.
bruh,
Yeah.
it's not professional.
Yeah.
So I think, so if you are interested in being a associate shooter or a second shooter for me,
Yeah, totally.
hop on in and let me know.
Totally. But I believe, we got a big vision, I think.
We
I
do
wanna,
have a big vision.
Yeah, I kind of want to
good
take over. I
goals.
want to make the best films in this, at
100%.
least New South Wales, in the
That's the
country.
goal.
I believe that our work collectively can do that.
I think we sell our personality very, very well because this is us. We
Yeah.
we banter. We
Yeah,
make
yeah,
your day
totally.
fun.
Have fun. Yeah, totally.
Check out our reviews. They all say how great of a time they had.
Yes. Yes.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah.
we're doing-
Looking to the future, how do you think wedding photography will change over the next few years? Are there any tools or techniques you're excited about?
That's so like culling and editing processes. I think there's a lot of more.
AI integration.
Yes,
Yep.
AI integration, but to a degree, because we've seen how AI has really effed me in some
Yeah.
images that I'm editing.
Yeah.
It's not it. But there's a lot of like, I need to start working more with culling programs because
Yep.
there's like Bridge. There's a couple of
Adobe
things.
Bridge isn't bad. Yeah.
I think there's a few really good ones.
Yeah.
And basically, long story short, is they will go through all your images for you. They will find the best in focus, or that they'll flag them for you. And then you're like, yep, that's them.
Cool.
And then you can copy and paste your edit over the top of them. And it doesn't take away, the editing process is still long.
Yep.
Doesn't cut that down, but it does make the culling process, because culling takes hours
all
to go
mucking
through
around. Yeah.
thousands of images.
Does,
I don't know if
yeah.
it's similar for you, but it's
Oh, yeah.
before you can even start editing, it's just culling down to the,
For me to organize a project takes half a day.
yeah.
And then, because I'm lazy, I like to put a lot of front work into it. So then I could open up that project in 3 years' time and go straight back to it.
Yeah.
And then I'll review 8 hours
Yes.
straight of video.
Yeah.
Once all those
See,
little
that's
clips are put
hard.
together. That sucks.
I would have
sometimes.
square eyes by the end. I'd be
Yeah,
like, I don't know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
looking at anymore.
Yeah. I'm getting pretty good, but I would
Yeah.
love to integrate a system that
Yeah.
can just find the best parts of it. But
Is there anything like that for videography?
well, until AI becomes like sentient,
Yeah.
like I don't know, because can AI see the emotion in shots? Are they
Well,
going
it
to
can't.
pick the shots by
Yeah.
what's, by data,
Yeah.
the sharpest image or whatever? Or sometimes the sharpest and the best image isn't the best moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then how do you...
Which is kind of why I still manually cull my images. I
yeah,
haven't,
that's fair.
I
That's
haven't
fair. So
dedicated
obviously you
to.
still have that.
I
those
have the
thoughts
option
as well.
there. I do have Bridge downloaded. I have used it before,
Yeah.
and it's okay. I think for more family sessions
Yeah.
because they're smaller. But for a wedding,
So this is what I want AI to take over the world and become
Yeah.
sentient and have rights,
Yeah.
like human rights.
yeah,
I
but do
want
it well.
yeah, totally, right? Because then they can understand human emotion, right?
Yeah.
And then I can use them for work.
Yeah.
But
Easier. Until then,
it's
it's all manual. So it still takes me several hours to cull through a wedding gallery.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Guys, thank you for listening. We're going to wrap it up there,
Yeah.
and we're probably going to film another episode.
Yeah.
So if you haven't done already, please like, follow, subscribe on all of our social media platforms. Instagram, we're about to start TikTok.
Yes.
Spotify and YouTube. Follow us at Lilo and G Photography. Lilo and Stitch.
Let's
Lilo
rewind that one.
and G Photography on Instagram and Grand Eye Productions. And even though Kirky is not here,
Yes.
Wilson Films.
We should get a picture of him. and like stick it in the background.
Replace the flowers.
Can we
Yeah.
replace this picture?
Yeah. easier.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Until next time, we'll see you in the next episode.
See you then.